Name is David Gibson, in case you did not know. And for everybody that consistently tunes in, you guys have a special place in my heart right here. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you investing your time to tap into this broadcast, to tune in, your support for the mission that we're working towards to empower young professionals and leaders to live a purpose driven life. Now, with that being said, again, how to stay consistent with our goals or in our vision, for 2024. To begin the conversation, comment below, family. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. That's what we are working towards, right? Right now, the current date is January 22nd, 2024. Let's do a self-check, right? Where are you at with your vision? Where are you at with your goals? In fact, I was reading an article just the other day where they talked about 80% of New Year's resolutions, individuals that set objectives for the new year. They create goals for a new year that they're entering into. 80% of those individuals have given up on those goals and objectives by the month of February, which is right around the corner, right? Again, many people start the year off, new year, new me. I'm going to do things different. I'm going to change my life for the better. I'm going to improve who I am as an individual. I'm going to get this thing done, right? By the month of February, 80% of those people give up on those New Year's resolutions, give up on those new goals and objectives that they set for their life. But you're an extraordinary leader. You're built differently. So we have to move differently. I want to talk about how we can begin to move differently as we approach our goals for 2024 so that we can stay consistent with the vision that we established at the top of the year. The other day, I was reading this article about a story about a woman that goes by the name of Florence Chadwick, right? Now, Florence Chadwick grew up as a swimmer. At a young age, she developed this passion for swimming. She would compete in a lot of different competitions and was dominating that space. In fact, at the age of 31, she swam the English Channel, where she swam from England to France in 13 hours. Now, at the time, she beat and really blew out the waters this record. So Florence was about that life, right? She is about her business when she steps into that space. What Florence began to do was she leveled up her ambition, right? In fact, everybody comment below, level up your goals. She wanted to challenge herself and do something that had never been done before. So she created this goal. It was a wild and crazy goal. No woman had ever done it at the time. She had this ambitious idea to swim from the Catalina Island to the shore of California, which measured to be 26 miles. Everybody comment below, 26 miles. She hopped into the water, right? Now, as she's swimming, mind you, there's sharks that are in this water. So she's surrounded by 4 different boats, 1 boat in front of her, 2 on the side, and 1 behind her. 3 men on each one of those boats. One of those boats included her mother. Each one of those men had shotguns and rifles because there were sharks that were swimming in the ocean, and they would often shoot many of these sharks away if they attempted to run up on Florence. They're like, hey, we don't want none of these problems, so we're going to make sure these sharks stay at a distance as you're working towards these goals. Now, Florence is swimming 26 miles, 15 hours in. She starts to break down physically, mentally. She's exhausted. Think about the space that you may find yourself in after swimming for 15 hours, family, right? I'm talking about putting a double shift in. Many of us may work 8 hours, double that, and you're swimming consistently for 15 hours, right? So at that time, the fog started kicking in. And she's tired, she's exhausted, and she looks up at her mother and she says, hey, pull me in. Talk about the disheartening feeling that this woman was experiencing. Set after a goal and fell short. But what was more disheartening was when she began to understand and she realized that she was less than a mile away from the shore. And she gave up too soon. Comment below. You're closer than you think you are. Now, for the next 3 months, she took that frustration and disappointment and convert it into some positive energy. And she began to visualize the shore that she was going to arrive at as she was going after this particular goal. She visualized the physical qualities, the physical attributes. She saw the sand. She saw everything that made up that shore. 3 months later, she took on the same goal, hopped in the water, and the same thing took place. Deep fog. It's hard to see, like visibility had been diminished, but she programmed her mind to see where she wanted to be and ended up being the first woman to swim that voyage, 26 miles from the Catalina Island to the California shoreline. D1, what are you saying? Again, we're entering into the month of February. Many people had high hopes for 2024. Many people said, new year, new me. I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to approach this year with a different philosophy. Right now, many of us may be losing that new year motivation that we had when we stepped into 2024. D1 came on this broadcast to remind you, pause and wait for a second. You can't resort back to the same behavior patterns that you grew accustomed to in 2023. You can't get used to the same thought patterns that created the results that you experienced in 2023. What we have to do is to keep our vision alive. Comment below, family. Keep your vision alive. Keep your vision alive. Here's why it's important for us to keep the vision alive, right? When we visualize success, when we establish a vision for ourselves, right? The Book of Life talks about many people perish because they do not have a vision. There's a lack of vision, so therefore they're not living the life of abundance. They're not moving toward where they ultimately can be in life, right? We create visions to help transform our lives. Now, mind you, when you create a vision, it's not just for you to be inspired by that vision. But what a vision does, when you deeply embed that vision within your consciousness, that vision will influence you to take bold and courageous action, right? Again, a vision, when you embed that into your consciousness, it will influence you to take courageous action. Now, mind you, the absence or the opposite of courage is not fear. The opposite of courage is conformity. Most people conform to their circumstance. They conform to their conditions. They conform to their situation. What I'm describing, the way that visions work, when you embed a vision in your mind and you say, I'm committed to it, I'm bought into this thing and I know it's real, I'm going to allow this to dictate how I show up. You take courageous action, meaning even though your circumstance doesn't necessarily align with where you want to be, you're taking courageous steps to make something different, to build something greater. This is the power of vision. So to that one that may be losing that motivation, to that one that may be disappointed because you thought you would be further along in the year right now, even though we're only a month in, and you find yourself resorting back to those old habits, old way of thinking, surrounding yourself with the old group of people, or maybe in an old environment that doesn't necessarily align with where you want to be, I challenge you. Number one, remember what you want. Visualize it. I want you to fall in love with that vision. Then number two, I want you to remind yourself on why it's important for you to accomplish this vision, right? You told yourself at the top of the year, I'm going to take care of me, right? I'm going to get in the best shape of my life, not just for you to benefit from it, but you have children that you look after, right? And you want to live long and you want to be able to experience longevity and have a vibrant and energetic life, right? You told yourself you're going to start that business. You want financial freedom. You want time freedom. You want to solve the problems that many people are facing and create solutions to groups of people that are often overlooked, individuals that are often, not necessarily recognized. You have what it takes to create positive change in your community. I need you to remember why you want to do what you want to do. Then the third point that I want you to focus on as we step into this week, everybody comment below, 100%. 100%. I need you to remind yourself that what you envision and what you want, if it's going to be, it's up to you. If it's going to be, it is up to you. You got to take full responsibility for the outcomes and the results that you want. You got to own the responsibility of your vision, meaning nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to create the change that you envision. Nobody's going to show up and create the success that you've been dreaming of and wishing for and praying for. Nobody's going to create it but you. You got to own the responsibility to make this a reality in your life. But it starts with you visualizing what it is that you want. Now I get it, right? You're saying, D1, it sounds good. It sounds inspirational. But I'm stuck in a situation where at times it's hard for me to see and visualize what can be. And I get that, right? On average, right, it's harder for us to visualize possibilities than it is to be reminded of our current problems or our past or our situations that we find ourselves in, right? Our pain or present predicament. It's easier to see what's happening in the right now. But what we have to learn to do is to train our mind to focus on what it is that we want, right? Focus on what can be. Don't stay stuck at what is, right? There's an old saying that says, never downgrade your dreams to fit and match your reality. You got to upgrade your vision to match your destiny. In those times when you find yourself resorting back to your old patterns, resorting back to your old habits, you got to remind yourself of what it is that you want. Look beyond what's happening in the current moment and visualize what can be. And again, allow that vision to influence you to the point that you're taking courageous action to create the positive changes that you envision for your life. We've said many things during this conversation. Let me wrap it up by saying this. Today is your opportunity to build the life that you envision. But your focus is critical in this moment, right? Let's not resort back to what used to be. Let's not resort back to what's familiar. Remember, what is familiar is not going to take you to where you aim to be in life. Every new level in your life will always require a greater version of you. I challenge you this week, build yourself into the type of person that can look and say, hey, I'm glad I stayed committed with my goals. I'm glad I navigated my fears and overcame the struggle to tap into a greater level of strength. I'm glad I didn't give in to procrastination, but instead I stayed consistent. I'm glad I didn't allow my challenges and my problems to define me, but instead I rose above those things to figure things out and to move my life forward. Become the type of person that can say, I'm glad I went after it and accomplished my goals because now I can experience everything that I envision. This is the power of vision, and I challenge us to leverage this power in 2024. So if you find yourself right now feeling discouraged, disappointed, or like giving up, focus on what you want. Focus on why it's important to you and remind yourself it's up to you to make this thing happen. Nobody can do it for you. Not your mother, not your father, not your siblings, not your spouse, not your kids, not the society that we live in. No, not the economy. No, you've got to own the responsibility for the vision that you have for your life. And once we begin to own it, and again, take courageous action, this is how we redefine possibilities in our lives. If you slid into this broadcast and I was unable to give you a shout out, be sure to comment below. And if in fact this is your first time, or maybe it's your first time in a long time, I welcome you and I want to shout you out as well. Be sure to put a number 1 in the chat, then place your first name afterward. Again, number 1 in the chat, then place your first name afterward. If you found value in today's conversation and you were picking up what your boy D1 was putting down, put some ones in the comments, put some fist up in the chat as well. Again, let me know that you were picking up what we were putting down. Missed a bunch of comments, nothing personal. Your boy was just in the zone. I'll get to those here in a second. Rashonda, we got Texas in the building. Hope all is well with you, my powerful sister. Welcome to the broadcast. Latoya, my Naptown sis, salute and welcome to the stream. Hoping all is well. Got my beautiful and amazing wife tapped in. Great day to you, Angel. Welcome. Who else we got? Miss Deshawn, I probably mispronounced that. If I did, please do not beat your boy up. I don't want those problems as we step into this Monday, but great day to you, sis. Hope all is well with you. Mia says, picking up what we putting down. Excellent. Again, if you found value What you can do is this: share this out with the people that you care about. You never know how something that we discussed during today's conversation can impact somebody that you are connected to. So if you're watching this on Facebook, you can share this out with your entire network or tag somebody personally in the chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like this broadcast. I would appreciate that. It would go a long way in the algorithm. And then share the link out with at least 2 people that you personally know that can benefit from today's conversation. For those watching this on X, formerly known as Twitter, unfortunately, you cannot participate in the chat, but you can still engage in the broadcast by simply retweeting this out with the people that you care about. And for everybody watching this on LinkedIn, I believe you can tag someone in the chat as well, and then share this out with your entire network. Again, your boy D1 would truly appreciate that. If we have yet to connect on other social media platforms, what are we waiting for? Be sure to connect with your boy. I'm at @1 Gibson, including Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter. And then be sure to connect with me on YouTube. That's youtube.com/David Gibson. That's where all of my long form content is available. So be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've yet to do so. And then take advantage of all the free resources that are available on my website at elevationisAmust.com. Be sure to join us on the Growth Newsletter, where I share weekly personal growth tools, mindset tips that will help you become the best version of you and ultimately live your best life. With all of that being said, family, if you find yourself in a difficult situation or challenging experience, just remember, this too shall pass. Again, this too shall pass. As we're talking about visualizing the success that we're aiming to experience, I want you to take a quick moment and visualize this challenge passing by. Not only is it passing by, but you're getting stronger. You're becoming wiser. You're tapping into a part of you that you did not know existed. Meaning the pain that you're experiencing, there's a purpose behind it. And I promise you, it's not just for you to feel it. It's for you to become better. It's for you to become more equipped for your next level. So watch and visualize this thing passing by and you becoming a greater version of you. And if nobody else tells you that they love you today, remember, your brother from another mother, D1 Gibson, has nothing but love for each and every single one of you. Larry Ivy, I see you in the building, brother. Hope all is well with you. Glad to have you tapped in live. Let's wrap this thing up, family, because remember, you got dreams to catch and success to create. So each and every single one of us got to get busy being great. Now, as we step into this week's opportunities, again, let's stay consistent. Remind yourself of what you told yourself you were going to do at the top of the year. You made the commitment. And mind you, a commitment is agreement that you make with yourself. Respect yourself enough to stay consistent with the goals that you established. Keep that vision top of mind. Again, remember what you want, why you want it, and remind yourself it's up to you to make it happen. We'll be back at it next Monday morning, Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Shout out to everybody on Eastern Standard Time out here in the Midwest. Again, I'm based out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Daniel, I see you in the building. Chatney, I see you as well. Again, we'll be live again next week, Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But in the meantime, family, I challenge and encourage each and every single one of you to be effective, be successful, live with some passion, and most importantly, join in with your boy D1, please. 3 pounds to your chest right there. Be powerful. Have a phenomenal week, family. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
I can hear the message loud and clear. I'm gonna make it. I can see my shot is here, so now I'm gonna take it. Gotta get up, get out, time to stand up, get loud, time to rise up off the floor. And I'm stronger than ever now, can't hold me down no more. I'm waking up, 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 I'm waking up. So I'ma do it right now, yeah, I'ma do it right now. I ain't giving up and